I saw. I'm learning. I'm getting gooder. The Loch Ness Monster.
Absolutely. Now we have, who's this guest that you got for us, Roger? This hippy-dippy kid, Ken Dixon. And welcome, Ken, to the Gary Dee and 3WE.
Thank you, Gary.
You're quite welcome. Where are you from, Ken?
I'm from Shaker Heights, born and bred.
I see.
All my life.
Well, I want to thank you very much, Ken, for bringing me in a cassette of my appearance on the Scott Newell AM Cleveland show last Monday.
Well, it was entertaining to see. Good to see you on TV, finally.
Now, I don't have the copy of when I was on 60 Minutes back on Super Bowl Sunday in 1984 when I was in Washington, D.C. Do you have a copy of that?
No, but I think I could probably hunt one down.
Really?
Sure.
Oh, God bless you. And I'll trade you some other tapes. And I was on Donahue and Oprah.
Wow. So
You were on Oprah?
I was on Oprah.
Was that when she was still fat?
Yeah, she was fat then. You have a bone to pick with the fearless leader, Gary Dee. I don't believe
Well,
that.
fearless leader, you know, I do agree with almost everything you say, but
Well, God bless you. You're a smart kid.
Well, thank you. But you get down on, just like my dad, on hippy-dippy acid rock music. And,
Yeah.
And a lot of it, you know, does have a little bit of a negative or antisocial message. But most people don't listen to the lyrics anyhow.
They don't.
And they really don't.
So you're in favor, is this correct, Ken Dixon? You're in favor of this hippy-dippy, acid-doper rocker, teeny bopper music, the kind that I heard on my new Jimmy S15 because Randy had put it on this buzzard station last night.
I sure am. I sure am.
Well, does this stuff make you go out and get teenagers pregnant?
Well, if you're lucky, it does.
If you're lucky, that's terrible.
Every kind of popular music, whether it was in the 40s or the 50s, had music that you know, dealt with love and sex and your true love, and you know, that's the kind of seduction music you throw on. So there's a lot of value in that, you know, if it does bring you with the right person.
Now, do you get to listen to hippie music at home, or do you?
No, my parents, when I lived at home, you know,
they threw you out.
They threw me out. They said, if you're gonna go listen to that stuff, move down to Coventry.
Is that right?
But
oh mercy.
But anyhow, no, you know, they were just basically had the same attitude you did. You know, it's all negative stuff, and really not the case.
Now, how can we get our audience to participate in this? What is your position on rock and roll, Ken Dixon?
My position is there's the majority of it has a very positive message, or one that's not antisocial.
All right. Now, here's an example of what you're supporting. You're supporting this kind of music. It's about cocaine, Ken Dixon, and you want to listen to this stuff, this garbage? Just listen to the words in this horrible, hippy-dippy, acid-doper rocker type song.
You want to get down on the ground. That's beautiful.
It also is pointing out how negative it can be. You're going to hit the rock bottom. You're going to hit the ground if you do this stuff. It says if you want to get down, do it. But if you get down, don't come to me. Don't come to me, Eric Clapton, that did heroin for 6 years and had to be rescued out of it by my friends that cared about me.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, most people hear that and they go, cocaine, and that's all they hear. But if they listened to the rest of the song and thought about what the words meant, they'd absolutely get a positive message. Don't do this stuff.
Don't do it. Now, have you ever been on drugs, Ken Dixon?
Not really, no. I mean,
not really. What's that? Not really.
Yeah, get him, sick him, Roger.
What is not really, dude?
Well, you know, when you're offered to join or something at a concert, you might do it. But I can't ever say that I have considered to have a drug problem, and you know, not really a user, but a casual acquaintance. Sure, I'll admit that.
Have you ever smoked and sucked on a marijuana cigarette?
That's about the extent of my abuse.
Is that right?
I'll admit that. You know,
what do you think, Roger?
Huh? I can't.
But I also would say that out of my family, most of my brothers have done it. I would say out of my generation, and USA Today probably has a statistic about it in there today, saying that over half of all young people my generation have at least tried it.
Is that right?
And while I don't condone it and, you know, don't really get into it at all, you know, everyone's had to try it to make.
We had a lot of college kids home for the holidays last night at Scooters, Roger. Were they on drugs and smoking marijuana?
Most of them, 4 years of college, could not pour water out of a boot with the directions on the bottom.
Oh, that's not true.
That's true. I'm telling you something, dude. I've been around college students. I'm sorry.
What do you think of college kids, Roger?
Well, like I say, common sense is the definition. My definition of common sense is looking at things for what they are and doing the best with what you got. And most guys, if the battery's dead, they'll pour gas in the car or something. There's no common sense. I'm not saying
that's not true.
Prove me wrong, guy.
I'll prove you wrong. There's plenty of college people or plenty of people that don't go to college that make things out of their lives, and there's plenty of people in both parts of society
We
that
had
do
nothing
not.
but rich kids sucking financially their parents dry last night at Scooters. We're glad they did. We made a ton of money. But they're home for the holiday just spending their daddy's money and had this gold card and driving his BMW. And they don't know nothing, how they ever going to make a living, right?
Spoiled. Well, let me say this about a college education, dude. A hungry stomach will get you further. Okay, I've seen people come through here with 4 years of college and just look at me and go, "Ugh."
You're absolutely right. There's a lot of people that go to college that get comforted into thinking,
Yeah, look
hey,
at Bruce
here we
Dredden.
go.
Dredden has about 17 little gophers, and they're all college degreed flakes and phonies, and they can't do like me and Roger do what we do, right, Roger?
Well, I happen to think, though, coming out of colleges, you do have some fine people. You really do.
You do?
Yeah.
All right.
And not everybody's all warped out by, what's around them at college, and they're not all party institutions. A lot of them turn into that.
Well, down at the University of Akron, what did we read, Roger, that they found condoms on the library table?
Wouldn't you rather find condoms on the library table than just finding what had dripped out without birth control and risking pregnancy?
No, I'd rather find the librarian on the table.